imagine. They said that there
Lake
were
Whitney.
over 200 boats that were destroyed.
Wow. Okay, look at this dinner Mom made. This is a ribeye with potatoes that are not fried, but they taste fried. She's going to show me the machine she uses. That is a crab cake, 2 shrimp with shrimp sauce, blueberries, and coconut cake. And I'm drinking orange juice. And we've been watching the
We've been sitting here worried about
swamp
the poor
people all day.
folks. We're looking at all this good food and worrying about the poor folks.
Worrying about the poor folks today. Look at that. This is how Mom cooks all the time. This isn't all just because I'm here. Mom is amazing, and she threw this together in about that long. This is amazing food. I'm walking into the church for the funeral, and I've got on 2 kinds of shoes. But not only that, I've got the right shoe. This is the left shoe on the right foot. Yeah, I better go back to the car. Okay, the funeral has just ended, and I am sitting in line waiting on the processional to begin. I was concerned that I was not going to make it in the line, so I came out, but the line's kind of wrapped around the front of the church, so I think I'm good. I'm in the line. Remember those 2 shoes that I just showed you? What I did was I wore those flip-flops. There's something wrong with my right foot, and the whole right side of my right foot, it hurts, it gets numb. But if I wear those flip-flops, I'm the most comfortable. So since I had to drive an hour to get here, I wore those shoes and I switched my other shoes, and apparently I only switched one, and then I took the one flip-flop off of the left shoe and put it on off the left flip-flop off my left foot and put it onto my right foot. Anyway, that was kind of funny. I heard this flip-flopping as I'm walking across the parking lot. But then somebody stopped me to ask me, is this the church for Grace so-and-so's funeral? And I said, I don't know. I'm here for Mr. Solomon. And I said, I'm not sure I'm even in the right place. She said, well, is it a Catholic church? I said, yeah, I thought it was St. Joseph something. So I wasn't even at the right church. But what was funny about getting to that church is that I went around, so I got off of the interstate, and I did where you go underneath the interstate instead of going up to the stop sign and turning left. I just did where you completely go around. And when I did that, I could see the church off to my right, but I couldn't get into it. So what do? I go all the way around, do that roundabout, do the exact same thing. You can't get into that church parking lot that way. So I go around for the 3rd time, and I went around to the stop sign, and I went into the parking lot, and I parked. Now, I went to that church last night by accident because I thought I was going to the church. It was changed from the church to the funeral home. But I didn't look it up last minute because Beth had already told me that it was at the church. So anyway, I was at the wrong church, but I was just a few minutes from the right church. Anyway, it was just all kind of funny. I had to get out my phone, turn the phone data on long enough to figure out how to get over here. So, anyway, so I'm just sitting here waiting for the processional to begin. We will go out to the cemetery, and then we will come back here, and the family will have some food. So I'll talk to you again in a few minutes. Okay, now it takes a long time for it to flash, so you gotta keep the cheese. Oh, wait a minute, I think it's not flashing, but it's... Now I'm recording, and then you just take a picture.
Yeah.
So just click that little picture button.
How close do you want me to come?
Well, close enough where it makes a good picture, I guess.
There we go.
Ready?
That, my dear friends, is a possum. Ugly old possum. Oh, there is a raccoon right next to that possum. I went and got my camera to get the possum, and the raccoon just ran off. Wasn't that something? Oh, there he comes again. Uh-oh. The porch light went out. It's a motion sensor. There we go. It's pretty grainy. I'm not sure you can see it. I can't get any closer. That old possum sitting in the same spot he was when I went in the house a while ago. That is one ugly old thing there, isn't it? Dad and I have managed to eat half of this container of ice cream. Look at this. How many coconut fans do we have out there? Coconut fudge. And then you got hot fudge to go on it. And then you put it in a bowl like that. And oh, it is so yummy. I am a total coconut fan. And we've had some coconut cake while I've been here. And then Mom came home with this fabulous coconut ice cream. I don't know that I've ever even had coconut ice cream, and I love coconut. Who out there is a coconut fan? This, my dear friends, is what traffic looks like. I'm literally sitting still, not moving, on a major freeway, Interstate 35. That is the Dallas skyline. Right in front of me to the right just a little ways. Quite a bit of traffic. I didn't leave town in time. At the right time, I should say. Headed out of Texas, going through Dallas, headed toward Oklahoma City, where my aunt and uncle live. Okay, I'm less than 2 hours from home, and I had to stop because it has been sleeting and I've been driving in it, and it was coming straight toward the windshield, like it was just blowing right into the windshield. And there were a couple of times where and it's dark outside, as you see, there were a couple of times where it was the car was a little bit uncontrollable. You can see the amount of snow and sleet that's on the ground. So it's a combination of snow, sleet, and rain. And then it was hailing too. So it's a little bit of all of that. It's dark outside. It is 7:51 p.m. and I left Mom and Dad's at 5:45 this morning. So I'm ready to get home, and I'm driving like 40 miles an hour. So I stopped at the first place I could stop at, which is here. I wasn't going to stop anymore before I got home. So I called William a while ago to ask him about the weather, and he told me to stop, which I was already planning on doing. I was going to stop at the first place, kind of wait on this. It's already died down, as you saw in the video. There's not a lot coming down. William said that when I got north, it was more snow than all this icy stuff. So I just asked the clerk in there, and he said that when I get north, it is going to be worse weather. So I'm going to go ahead and brave it. But I just had to stop and take a break. It's a little nerve-wracking to drive in this. And so I got another drink. I don't need another drink, but I got another drink. I got we've been talking about coconut. This is a Sobe coconut something. Oh, it's a pina colada, so that means coconut. So I'm happy to have coconut. And I really just want to get home, and it's going to take me a little longer because I'm going to have to drive slow. And when I got here, I already have a text message that school has been canceled in our area for tomorrow. It is a good thing that I did not spend the night and wait until tomorrow. And I wasn't going to spend the night because I didn't want to drive through the weather, but I also want to get home. But now it's just a good thing that I just, for whatever reason, didn't decide to spend the night. And it's a good thing I feel enough energy in my body to get home. So here we are. We're getting really close to being home. And I'm going to be very, very careful. Don't worry. I'll get there all in one piece. And I'm praying to, oh, and then I'm out in the middle of nowhere and it's dark. I mean, just pitch dark, dark. No place to stop. And it is lightning. Like I see the whole, you know, like it lights up like it's daytime. And then this big, giant, long, you know, it looks like a mile long, the lightning coming down from the sky. So it's just been kind of scary out here, but maybe it will be less. It's not raining as much, so I don't hear any lightning going on. So I'll talk to you soon. Glory be to Jesus. I am home. It is 10:49 and I have just spent the last 4.5 hours driving 40 miles an hour. Sleet, snow, hail, and a lot of that was blizzard condition. So blizzard condition means you can't see to drive. There was no place to pull off. I had to get home. It was dark most of the time. There was only a small percentage of that time where there were lights. And then I would find that I would be there would be cars around me, and I would discover I was in a different lane, and I would be bent over the steering wheel. So just concentrating what little bit I could see. The cars weren't really close enough where I could follow their tail lights, because ideally if there are cars, that's how you get through bad weather. You just follow their tail lights. The weather was so bad I could not do that. And I thought I was pretty prayed up when I left this morning at 5:45. I am more prayed up now because I had to pray a lot to get safely home through this trip. See, I'm trying to think of stuff to tell you. About 7 miles from the house just now, I'm driving along, and it didn't look like there was very much accumulation on the road. The snow was coming down. Let's see, I'm looking out the window. That looks like a little bit of sleet. You know, it's ice and rain mixed together. And you might be able to hear it tapping down on the windows. But it didn't look like it was real bad on the roads. I'm still driving 40 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, I'm sliding, and there's nobody on the road. I am sliding across the road, and all this snow, I hit all this snow, and it's just a whiteout on my windshield. And I have no idea what happened, and I kept hitting it. As I'm sliding across, I kept hitting it, and it was just blinding the windshield where I couldn't see. Way back when I was driving earlier, an 18-wheeler went beside me, complete whiteout on my windshield. He was blowing up everything off the road onto the windshield. It scared me to death. So I'm like, dear Jesus, dear Jesus. Then a little bit later, a much smaller truck drove by me, but there was more on the road.